And we are live again. Welcome back, everyone. Bram left us, sadly, but no worries. We have Aragon, also known as Birdie, joining us for the remaining recordings. Hello, Birdie.
Hey, guys.
So I will start the recording in 3, 2, 1, go. So in the top left, we have the almighty Jesus in the blue, playing Brits. His opponent, afdafa, in the bottom right, in the green, playing also Brits. So we are going to have a very entertaining Musketeer mirror, most likely.
Are you using the UI for these games?
We can't, sadly enough.
Okay.
The recorded games do not allow UI because people did not play on the UI-specific maps.
I see.
So we see a market start for Jesus, and afdafa is starting with a manor house.
What do you expect to see in this matchup here?
Well, I expect to see the Brit player making some musketeers, and the other Brit player also making some musketeers, and then they try to micro them as well as possible to try and get more musketeers than the other player, and then at some point one of them wins. Most likely the guy with the most musketeers.
Yeah, that sounds pretty straightforward. And we'll see who gets the upgrades first.
Yeah, those playing a huge role, of course. The cards that increase both the attack and the hit points of the musketeers.
Also the tower placement, if they can get a couple of free shots early on the first batch of musketeers.
Yeah, we did see in Lion's Den series that outposts are not to be underestimated. I'm not sure if you watched that series.
Yeah, I saw it. Crazy outpost game.
Yes. That 30 damage, it sure adds up.
So we see a 90 coin treasure about to be picked up here straight away by Jesus. That's a nice pick.
I'm gonna fast forward a bit and just take a look at any reasonable treasures picked up. But
Okay.
reasonably, I think Jesus is going to have a slightly better eco because of the early market. I'm at 3 minutes now, by the way.
Okay.
When Jesus clicks up to Colonial, and yeah, afdafa actually clicking up very late because he did not cancel this villager in queue. So he aged up at 900 food. Oh, and Jesus did not actually get his hunting dog, so he just made an early market and didn't get hunting dogs with it.
Yeah, is Jesus aging up with a villager less, or is it just because he has one queued up?
Yeah, he just ages with a villager less. But that's because afdafa queued up an extra villager, actually. But Jesus getting a market and then not getting hunting dogs, even though he had the resources to do it because of the great start, that's I'm not sure if he forgot or just...
Yeah, that's a bit of a mistake there. He could have potentially had an extra house and a villager down instead.
We'll have to see if he at least remembers to get steel traps. And yeah, we already see forward villagers from both players. I feel like Jesus' position is slightly better than afdafa's currently, because his forward base is going to protect an extra hunt and this gold mine, which is 5,000 coin potentially.
Yeah, and it is the only gold mine in the map, is it not? So it is pretty strategic position there.
Afdafa actually also getting placer mines, which Jesus has not yet gotten. Even though he could get it at the moment. I think it's 40-40, right? 40 food, 40 wood for placer mines.
Placer mines, is it not 75 wood?
Is it that much?
I think so.
I know the Japan one is 40-40, so I just took a guess here.
No, it should be 75 wood.
Okay. Well, he still had the resources to get it, but his outpost also in a pretty nice position. It's defending this DP and again the hunt and the gold mine. It's also in a reasonable position to fight the opposing musketeer army, and his barracks is going to finish before afdafa's barracks, so he should get the first musk patch out here. Although he is actually very low on food, so his musketeers cannot be queued yet.
And it looks like both heroes are having a little bit of a skirmish here, and the heroes are actually quite important in the British musketeer battle because they can take a lot of damage early. So
Yeah, they do have a reasonable amount of damage.
It looks like afdafa is actually winning this hero.
Yeah, Jesus should build back his explorer here to get the support of his tower. And Jesus is sending 700 wood for first, and so is Avdafa, but I'm not sure if Jesus will actually get a second full batch of musketeers out. His first batch was a batch of 5, luckily, but
Okay,
the
5
second
musketeers
batch...
pop out for both players here. Or
And I wonder if they're gonna send the musketeer upgrades after the wood, or if they are first going to send something like villagers. And yeah, Jesus' explorer goes down, but they took a lot of damage from these musketeers, which were focusing the explorer instead of the opposing musketeers, and as such, Jesus gets a better musketeer trade here.
yeah, he's gonna win this first skirmish here, unless he focuses the hero with all of these musketeers,
No, but
which I don't think is gonna happen.
microing his musketeers properly, focus firing among the musketeers. And Avdafa is sending 600 wood while Jesus is sending 5 villagers, but Jesus' first batch of musketeers here, walking into the reinforcement batch and basically losing his early advantage that he managed to get.
Yeah, that is true.
He didn't even do any damage to the reinforcing musketeer batch. I think he was shooting the explorer or maybe one of these villagers.
So right now it's still even here, 5 against 5. Jesus does have a native scout here available. He could maybe move a little bit around to get vision, but
The big
just
difference at the
chooses to leave
moment is that Jesus shipped the villagers, while Avdafa shipped 600 wood to get more manor houses, and maybe potentially his second barracks already. We'll have to see what he does with his
Well,
600 wood.
What minute are you at right now?
I'm at minute 7. And
Okay.
Jesus is actually not queuing
Yeah.
up an extra batch of musketeers.
He's making a second barracks already, so both. Yeah.
Yeah, Jesus is
Avdafa
going to have
only
the
has
first
one.
second barracks. But his batch of musketeers was delayed as a result.
Right now they're about even in musketeer count, I would say.
Yeah, and I feel like the upgrade cards are going to be the next thing we see. No, 600 wood actually for Jesus. And Avdafa is sending the 5 villagers. So yeah, they basically swapped the 600 wood and the 5 villagers around.
Oh, he managed to pick off the native scout there, so he has no more vision.
Oh yeah, the explorer does give vision of stealth units, of course. And Jesus is going into a little bit of a skirmish here, which I do like because he has his tower supporting. And Avdafa realizes it and falls back, but he did actually take quite a lot of shots there. I think this trade went in favor of Jesus. Oh, he actually turns back. I do not like this. There is less musketeers for Avdafa, and even though his explorer is here, Jesus is microing his musketeers pretty nicely, focus firing the opposing musketeers. And Avdafa did also get a second rack up at some point. Wait, no, he's just queuing up an extra batch of musketeers in his first.
And Jesus has 600 wood crates at his TCR. I wonder how long they've been there, but he should definitely start collecting those.
Yeah, he also has 500 wood just sitting in his bank at the moment. That's a lot of villagers worth of manor houses he could get.
Or even make some longbows if you wanted to.
I'm not a fan
Or a
of building
stable
longbows
or
already
a
at this point.
TT. Yeah, I'm just saying he could. I mean, he has to.
He just needs to do something with this wood. Because at the moment it's basically 600 stuff that he gathered, but in a way didn't get it because he's not spending it. So it's just villager seconds wasted. And Avdafa is slowly actually catching up in the musketeer count again because of these weird unfinished batches that Jesus is having. Due to, I guess, his macro is a bit off. And also, of course, he's just lacking a lot of villagers due to not spending this wood on manor houses.
Both players are about 36, 37 population right now, so it looks to be about pretty even.
And Avdafa sending the first upgrade card. We need to see if Jesus also follows up with a musketeer upgrade card of his own. Because if Avdafa can push with an upgrade card over Jesus, he is at a very big advantage. But Jesus is actually not chipping his card, he's stacking it for now.
Jesus has 30 musketeers and Avdafa has 29, so that is pretty even.
Yeah, but Avdafa is going to be up an upgrade card for a while. Jesus now finally sending it. And I do like that Jesus is spreading some manor houses to the right side of the map to give some vision and start hurting these other hunts as well.
Yeah, Avdafa is actually about to run out of hunt in about 5 minutes if he doesn't start herding out.
Yeah, Jesus correctly realizing he needs to get his villagers more spread out over the map to start herding other hunts and such. And I don't actually think any of these players has gone steel traps yet. Jesus only just now getting steel traps at 10 minutes. I feel like that's a bit late, and placer mines only just now as well. It's quite a bit too late. I'm not sure about Avdafa. He might have steel traps already, judging by how much food he's gathering with 28 villagers.
And
But
both,
Jesus going in for a push here now that his damage has
yeah,
arrived.
that's what I was about to say. Both damage cards are in now. Let's see how this battle goes.
I feel like Jesus has the better concave here. The backline of Avdafa's Musketeers was not shooting, while Jesus is very nicely spreading out his Musketeers into firing lines. But I feel like there just might have been more Musketeers. And of course the tower for Avdafa.
And he also has, I think his hero tanked a little bit of damage before it went down.
Yeah, that as well. And
Oh,
of
it's
course,
still, never
being
mind, it's
closer to
still
his
up.
barracks, he has the reinforcement advantage. Let's see, both players have their cards ready that they can send the HP card, which I assume will be their next card.
Afdafa actually has 37 musketeers to Jesus's 19 right now. He's about to pop out 10 more if he gets, well, there's only 3.
Yeah, once the Musketeers pop out of these barracks, he needs to fight under this tower. For now, just like poke a bit with his Musketeers to force him to not just siege this tower, which he did nicely. And now the reinforcements pop out, and now Avdafa probably needs to fall back. And yeah, Jesus sending the HP card first because Avdafa is being a bit sloppy and has almost 2 shipments ready. It's really important that you ship these influential shipments as soon as you get them.
These trees actually provided very good cover here for Jesus and turned the tide of that battle.
Yeah, it prevented the Musketeers from just easily retreating. It was a very nice position. He did lose his tower in the process though. And Avdafa still isn't sending his HP card. And he's also not producing more Musketeer batches at the moment. Avdafa just slightly slipping in the macro here.
Yeah, Jesus has the upper hand here with the HP card. It looks like he's pushing on back. And as I predicted, he's run out of hunt in his base. He's now moving up towards the east part of the map, to herd that in, but it's maybe too late here.
He still is not sending his 2 cards that he has.
And look at these villagers in the middle of the battlefield here almost. That could be bad for him in the next battle.
Yeah. I feel like Jesus just slightly out macroing Avdafa here. Properly spreading his villagers around the map, just starting to hunt these other herds that are so important for Brits. They are so incredibly food dependent. And yeah, even now that Avdafa is hunting again, that is still only a single herd that he has, and he's probably going to lose some villagers here on this deer. His army way out of position to stop this. That's already 3 villagers down. 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 dead villagers for Avdafa here. And let's see if he's finally sending his cards. No, he still has not sent his HP card. Jesus has sent HP and 4 villagers already, and is going to have another card soon. And Avdafa just has 2.5 shipments sitting in his bank.
And he also has less musketeers, so it's just a downhill battle from here on. Unless he gets a good raid in or something, he needs to make something happen.
He is splitting off 4 musketeers to
yeah, I
out
see.
here, but these 2 manor houses are going to see those, and Jesus will have all the time in the world to just pull back his villagers, as long as he pays attention to the minimap, of course. But Avdafa has just fallen so far behind in the macro. Still not sending his cards.
It looks like Jesus is pushing forward here.
He just has so many more musketeers. Just compare these 2 masses. And they're also just better because of this card that Jesus has extra. These
I think this
musketeers
is
are
gonna
going
be
to
game
slam
here.
in this army, and that's probably going to be GG. Jesus sending 700 coin now. And Avdafa is just not sending cards, and Jesus is not having the most optimal firing line here. But you may have twice as many musketeers.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter then.
Zuta principle showing its great strength here. More stuff is pretty good. And yeah, I assume Avdafa is going to resign here. He lost his entire army. His reinforcing batch of musketeers wasn't even a full batch. And yeah, Avdafa clicks out of the game, and game 1 goes to Jesus.
Yep.
I'll quickly go to game 2.
And there we saw the importance of the HP card pretty much. I think that won him the last few battles, straight up.
Yeah, and shipments are really important for your tempo, and just stacking 2.5 of them, it takes away so much power. I think it was like 22 HP or something that the card gave. That's an entire musketeer shot pretty much. Anyway, I have the second game loaded in at 0 seconds, so whenever you're ready, we can start.
I'm ready. Just go ahead.
Starting the recording in 3, 2, 1, and it seems it's another Brit mirror, so... Oh wait, no? Yeah, never mind, that's a Brit flag. I thought it was Spain for a moment, but yeah. So we're probably gonna see some very similar things, musketeer battles in the middle of the map. Although, Brits does have access to water, but I'm not sure how viable that is in the mirror.
Yeah, I don't think they should start off with water, but if as the game progresses, if it's kind of a stalemate, then the player that takes the water will definitely have the advantage.
Yeah, it might be nice to just have like schooners in your deck, nothing more, just have schooners in your deck so you have a fallback plan of a very good source of food.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't think either player will have that. We'll see when the game starts.
No, I'll fast forward again a bit until the first player ages up, and we'll just look at treasures later. Although there might be a possible contention at 2 minute 30, so I'll go normal again there. It's for 150 coin in the bottom of the map.
Yeah, I see it. And I just looked at the decks.
Jesus is gonna have that.
Neither player got schooner, so we won't see any water play.
Jesus does have Virginia Company though, so we'll need to see if that plays a role. And Jesus did steal the 150 coins, so that's pretty nice for him. So let's take a look at any other treasures. 60 wood for Jesus, pretty nice, and 80 coin for afdafa. So, you know, Jesus got the better hand of treasures, but he did lose a lot more HP on his Explorer compared to afdafa. Jesus getting his market in transition. Avdafa not getting a market just yet.
Yeah, and with that 150 coin treasure, if you wanted to, you could have even bought wood and made another house.
Yeah, he actually has 200 wood stacked up at the moment. He should probably make some manners with that. Also getting 40 food from an in-base treasure, pretty nice. I think that's about half a musketeer. You know, every little bit of food you can get is pretty nice to help you with getting your first batch of musketeers out. You got forward villager for Jesus.
What minute are you at?
I'm at 3 minutes 55.
Okay.
Avdafa getting hunting dogs, Jesus getting hunting dogs. Interestingly enough, Jesus' hunting dogs is again later than Avdafa's, even though Jesus got the market earlier.
Yeah, I guess he's just not paying attention to that.
If you get an early market, it's just very important that you use it. It's 100 wood in a building, and wood is really awkward in the early stages of the game. So if you are going to get a market, it's really important that you use it as soon as it finishes. And forward barracks is for both players again. I really like this position on Jesus' tower. It's a bit exposed, of course, but it really pressures any musketeers coming out of this racks. And Jesus is actually looking at maybe getting this native warrior treasure, the rifleman. I'm not sure.
Oh, that would be a nice pickup.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he can get it though. Oh, he probably can, but he's gonna lose quite some HP. And Avdafa is actually not queuing up his first batch of musketeers just yet. That's a pretty big mistake. Jesus is going to get his batch out quite a bit earlier. He's a quarter
but
ahead.
he will have the tower here supporting him, so I don't think
true.
Jesus is gonna just march straight in.
But it's going to be difficult. Okay, Jesus is changing his mind, realizing that probably musketeers are going to come in time to deny his explorer this treasure. And he's actually going on this tower. I feel like that could be a mistake. He knows his explorer has less HP, so he's probably going to lose his
Thankfully, the tower
here.
was shooting the explorer instead of the musketeers.
Yeah, but he's going to lose his explorer here for only very limited damage on this tower. And I do think he took a shot on his musketeers now from the tower. Yeah, he did. let's see, 600 wood as the second H2 card for Avdafa again. We'll have to see if Jesus goes for 5 fills, which he does. So thus far is the same builder, although Jesus' second barracks is much earlier than in the previous game.
Yeah, same as last game. He made it before afdafa as well, though.
Yes. Notably though, one of the musketeers in Avdafa's reinforcement batch, because it was ready to the right side of the barracks, he actually got a shot this tower off as well again.
Yeah, it took 30 HP off of it. Not really game changing, but yeah.
Seems both players are macroing pretty decently, getting full batches of musketeers now, although Jesus might get the batch of only 4 here. Yes. I think he again did not get placer mines, so his coin income is a bit less than usual. So he might not be used to that. I think he also didn't get steel traps yet. Avdafa though is floating 900 wood almost. He really needs to spend that on something.
Afdafa has one more musketeer right now than Jesus.
Yeah,
but he also has his hero alive, which is huge.
Yeah, the hero for Jesus is being resurrected by the tower now though, but he needs to get it out of there before it dies to the tower again, and he does notice it. That's very good of him.
Yeah. But it's down to 49 HP, so...
it's going to heal up slowly. And Jesus, of course, can get out bigger batches of musketeers because his second Rax was earlier than Avdafa's, but I didn't check if Avdafa has steel traps, but I'm pretty sure he has the placer mines at least. He is quite far behind on villagers, actually. He's 8 villagers behind Avdafa, that is. So I feel like he's been slipping up somewhere there. Jesus did send 5 villagers, of course, and is now sending the 600 wood. We'll see.
Well, look, Afdafa he had 1,000 coin in bank before wood in bank before he made the second barracks.
Now he still has 800 wood actually.
That's why he was behind in villagers.
And again, he's waiting very long to send this shipment. It's very important you send your cards. For the newer players out there, really the most important thing to focus on as a beginning player is your macro. Just keep making villagers, keep making units, get the resources with the villagers you make, and just spend your resources as well as you can. That is the most important thing as a player. If you spend resources, have more stuff, it doesn't matter what your opponent does.
Yeah, that's very important. Did you see the 2 musketeers coming in for a raid here? I don't know if they got any villagers. I think he got 1, but he made them move his villagers, which is...
Yeah, that's pretty nice. You're splitting off a couple musketeers to go raid, and Jesus actually is just doing a pretty aggressive push here under Avdafa's tower. I'm not sure how much I like this. His musketeer cards are not coming in yet, so...
But he had 10 more musketeers, so...
That is true, but I don't think he knew that. I don't think he saw the musketeer mass, but yeah, actually... He saw that a couple musketeers were split off to raids, so he knows there's a couple musketeers missing.
Yeah,
so
it looks like he's taken this battle pretty convincingly here.
Yeah, let's see if Avdafa is... Okay, he did send his card eventually, that's good, but Jesus' attack is going to arrive first. And this is going to snowball out of control for Jesus here. It's going to be very difficult for Avdafa to remass a decent musketeer army. Especially when Jesus is up a card over him.
I think this is game pretty much right now.
Yeah, both players banking a lot of wood though.
Look at these villagers coming forward. Are they going?
Are probably all dead. There is the closest garrison point is this tower, which would require them to walk through the musketeer mass. And there we go. Avdafa resigns. Jesus
he was going for that hunt. Yeah, he didn't notice he had hunt at the top. I think.
Yeah, he has
3 villagers there now, but I don't think he saw that before. That's why he moved all these villagers to the bottom.
And even that, like this Auk herd to the left bottom of the map is still safer than this one he's moving to in like the middle of the map. But yeah, Jesus wins this series 2-0.
Yeah, that was a short 9-minute game. Pretty straightforward.
Both of them. Just remember to macro, guys. It's by far the most important thing to focus on. If your macro slips, your entire game is gonna collapse. You need to spend resources. You need to gather resources. Just have as much stuff as you possibly can have. Micro is pretty nice as well, but make stuff. Stuff is good. But let's go on to the next game, which will be